Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll begin in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 8:03, and welcome to the April 15th, 2026 meeting of the Mayor and Town Council of Forest Heights, Maryland. This meeting will now come to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Present.
Councilmember Kennedy, Councilmember Brownson, Councilmember Little,
Present.
Councilmember McDonald, Council President Noble,
Here.
thank you. Mayor Lilly,
Present.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we will have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Next, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. I ask that everyone who's able will join us in standing at this time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Next, we will have meeting minutes. Meeting minutes for April 6, 2026 were distributed in advance. Are there any changes or additions to the meeting minutes from April the 6th? Councilmember Brownson.
Yes, I just have a few comments and on the attendees. Do we normally say when someone is absent when it comes to the council people? That was one of my comments. And then under action B, it's just, I think it's just word choice. You said Mayor Lilly gave a brief statement regarding Ms. Lawson's tenure as a Forest Heights resident. I don't know what word, I think it's just word choice. And then, these are my comments. And under department reports, the treasurer's report, bullet number 2, it's got budget versus actual requires regarding. End of sentence. I don't know what that is. And the same thing with it says treasurer acknowledged the error. I don't know what that is. I just think it's an incomplete sentences. And then on these are just comments. I don't know whether they need to be changed or what, but under the discussion for resolution 2726, it's got the Financial Advisory Board. And I think it should be Finance Advisory Committee. So it's mostly word choice.
Thank you. Looks like Madam Clerk is taking note. So with the suggestions, which are word choice, the minutes for April 6th are approved. Thank you. Next, we'll go to approval of the main agenda. Next, we'll have approval of the main agenda. We actually have a special guest in the audience today, Mr. Jonathan Z from the Latin American Youth Center. So I move that we actually make an amendment to the agenda to add a presentation from him after the proclamations. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded that we amend tonight's agenda, adding a presentation from Mr. Jonathan Z from the Latin American Youth Center after proclamations. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? All right, hearing none. The ayes have it. I move that we adopt the agenda as amended.
A second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt tonight's agenda as amended. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it, and our agenda is adopted. Next, we'll have the Earth Day proclamation. Proclamation states, whereas Earth Day started in 1970 by Senator Gaylord Nelson to raise awareness about environmental issues, sustainability, to honor our planet, and whereas the town of Forest Heights, through its partnership and initiatives such as the Oxen Cove cleanup, and through partnerships with organizations including the National Park Service and Potomac River Keepers, demonstrates our ongoing commitment to environmental protection and waterway restoration, while fostering community engagement and providing meaningful environmental education and outreach to residents. And whereas Earth Day reminds us that each of us plays a vital role in safeguarding and preserving our planet through actions of environmental stewardship, conservation, and the responsible management of resources. And whereas the town of Forest Heights promotes recycling initiatives that align with the mission of Earth Day, encouraging residents to reduce waste, conserve resources, and contribute to a more sustainable future. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, do hereby declare April 22nd, 2026 as Earth Day in the town of Forest Heights, and urge all residents to unite in efforts to safeguard, nurture, and enhance the health of our planet through sustainable practices, increased environmental awareness, and collective action. I move that we adopt the resolution for Earth Day 2026.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the resolution for Earth Day 2026. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. Proclamation is adopted. I'll also add that we are partnering with those organizations for our Earth Day cleanup this year. So we're happy to continue working with them and expand our partnerships. Next proclamation is for Forest Heights Incorporation Day, and it reads, whereas the town of Forest Heights, located in Prince George's County, Maryland, was officially founded on April 19th, 1949, and whereas Forest Heights, formerly part of a larger plantation, St. Elizabeth's, established in 1687, has risen above all adversity and withstood the test of time as a suburban residential community established in the 1940s as Forest Heights, Maryland. And whereas we recognize that the area, once part of the historic St. Elizabeth Plantation, has evolved into a vibrant residential area. And whereas the history of Forest Heights is an integral part of the broader story and rich history of Prince George's County and the state of Maryland, contributing to the region's cultural and civic landscape. And it is meaningful to celebrate this milestone, honor past achievements, and recognize the continued growth and success of Forest Heights as a proud and thriving community. And whereas, and now therefore, I, Troy Barrington Lilly, Mayor of the town of Forest Heights, along with the council of the Forest Heights, Maryland, do hereby proclaim April 19th as Forest Heights Incorporation Day in the town of Forest Heights, in honor of the founding of our town and the individuals whose vision and efforts have shaped this community into what it is today. And be it further proclaimed, as stewards of public service, We remain committed to preserving the town's history while contributing to its continued progress and community pride. I move that we adopt the proclamation for Forest Heights Day, Incorporation Day 2026.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the proclamation for Forest Heights Incorporation Day 2026. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. Proclamation is adopted. Next, we'll have a presentation by Mr. Jonathan Z. from the Latin American Youth Center. And you can come forward at this time to the podium. And since we've changed the agenda up today, we can give you about 35 minutes to just address the audience.
All right. Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Jonathan Zavala, and I'm from the Latin American Youth Center. We also have our second name called the Maryland Multicultural Youth Center. We prefer to go by our acronyms LAYC or MMYC to be more exact. We are a nonprofit organization that works with the youth, specifically anybody between the ages of 12 to 24 years of age, depending on the type of resources that we provide as well. We also extend those resources to the families of those youth as well. Now, our nonprofit organization is mainly or originates from Washington, D.C. back in the 1960s. I believe 1968 is our founding date. And since that date, we've been aiming to help the underrepresented and provide resources to any of our community members that are in need. Now, what are these resources that we provide? They typically range from different categories and different departments within our organization. For the Riverdale/PG site, which is where I am from, we provide food, education, wellness, and housing-based resources. So I'm going to explain a little bit into each department just to give you guys an idea of what those departments look like. For food, we provide a monthly food bank at our location. This food bank happens every fourth Friday of the month. This is open to anybody that is in need of food. It could be from PG, Montgomery, Maryland, DC, Virginia. If they're able to visit our office, which is in Riverdale, Maryland, you'll be able to gain access to food on that day. So it is the fourth Friday of every month. So for the month of April, that will be April 24th. And it'll be from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. So those are the times. Again, we have two lines as well, one for walkers and one for drivers. So if anybody has a vehicle, they can just get into that line, or if they don't have a vehicle but they use public transportation, they can get into the walker line and they'll all be able to receive food. We don't ask for any information during these distributions. The only thing we really ask for is we ask basic questions about how recent actions in the government has affected their ability to maintain food or maintain services or obtain food for the family. So that is the only thing that we really request. It's free of charge. And of course, you don't need anything else other than to just show up. An extension to that as well is our diaper bank for our mothers and families that have babies. For this diaper distribution happens the third Friday of every month. So for April, that will be April 17th. And this distribution is also at our location. And again, we do not discriminate on who receives it. It could be anybody from anywhere, so long as they can make it to our office at the designated time frame, which is from 10:30 in the morning up until 12:30 p.m. So these are the two distributions that we offer to the community, and these are our most universal resources as well. They can be for anybody and anybody that wants it. Next up is our education program, which is all about providing after-school and summer programming for specific high schools. These high schools and middle schools. We provide this after-school and summer program for Buck Lodge Middle School and Willingworth Middle School, and High Point High School. So these three schools are the ones that receive these type of after-school and summer program from us, which is run by our AmeriCorps program. And byproduct as well, the AmeriCorps program that we offer is also a part of the education team, which is a internship style program for any rising senior that is interested in learning about what it's like to work with nonprofits or about the social work environment as well. It's a good way to give them experience, become role models for the youth, and also earn a little bit of money as well, as it is a paid internship. And by the end of the internship, which is a year-long contract, if they meet a certain amount of hours, they will receive an education award ranging from $3,000 to $6,000, depending on their position of whether it be full-time or part-time. This is all determined during the recruitment process and during their interviews as well. So that is the education department. The department that I am from is the housing team, and that is the reason why I came by today. We work with homeless individuals, specifically homeless youth between the ages of 12 to 24, with a variety of different resources. We provide them with basic amenities such as food, clothing, shelter, as well as in some cases transportation as well. We extend these resources, we extend our reach as well to other types of services, ranging from connecting them to social benefits such as SNAP or health insurance, helping them get access to medical appointments, whether that be through our partnered organizations that provide sliding scale appointments, which means that they charge medical appointments based off of how much the income of the family. So if the family doesn't make a lot of money, they will lower the amount of money they had to charge for those doctor's appointments. And we also do the same thing with other nonprofits such as La Canica Puebla, which is a program that helps people find insurance or helps them find also medical appointments for cheaper prices as well. We also do, but our primary goal today is our Host Homes program, which is a program that is an alternative solution to shelters. Unfortunately, minors under the age of 18 are unable to enter homeless shelters if they are homeless. This is due to the fact that they need parental consent, and in PG County specifically, there aren't that many homeless shelters that are family shelters. So this program is an alternative to that, where youth between the ages of 12 years of age to 17 years of age can be placed in a host family. A host family is a family that is specifically trained and background checked by LAYC as well as DHS, so that they are able to provide a safe and stable environment for the youth to stay temporarily for up to 21 days. During their stay, they will continue living on as normal, while the case manager at LAYC will work intently with the family on whatever crisis they are facing. And by the end of their time in our program, the end goal is always reunification. This program does not, and I repeat, does not take away custody of the youth from the parent. This is strictly a temporary placement, and the end goal is always reunification. We have no intention of separating families permanently. Our only intention is to try and resolve whatever crisis that family is experiencing. And we believe that if the youth is in a safe and secure environment, that allows the family to dedicate all of their attention towards whatever issue they're dealing with and resolve it quicker, which will lead to a faster reunification. This program is the current reason why I am outreaching and visiting different locations, different parts of PG County, different parts of DC, different parts of Montgomery County as well, because it's a program that recently got revamped due to a lack of staff in previous months. So this month is the first month that we're actively trying to promote and actually are capable of handling the workload that will come with it.
Mr. Zwala, you've given us a lot of good information. Would it be possible for you to send us some resources, maybe either a website or some flyers that have some of the resources that we can share with the community and then also distribute
Yes,
using some of our
absolutely.
channels?
So I actually brought with me flyers. I also have a referral form. This
Excellent.
referral form is how we intend to receive clients to our organization. Again, as a nonprofit, we do not charge for any of our resources. This is all free of charge. And the only thing that we ask is that we establish connections with different individuals in the community to make it easier for us to work with the clients as a whole. So yeah, so I definitely do have flyers with me. I definitely do have the information that you requested, so that I could leave it with me once we end today. I can hand it over to you all, and you could definitely look over and see what interests you. I brought enough for everybody to take home at least some, and also look over as well.
Thank you. Any questions from council for Mr. Zwala?
One question.
Mhm.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Is the population of persons you serve located in a specific demographic or?
So there's a reason why I added both of our names. Latin American Youth Center is our original and our most recognizable name, mainly due to the fact that that is the location, that's our main headquarters. So our main headquarters is located in DC, and so that's why they're called Latin American Youth Center, and we're called Latin American Youth Center as well. The two Maryland sites can use the other alternative name, Maryland Multicultural Youth Center. What that basically means is that we understand that our name can imply that we only work with a certain demographic. That is not the case. Our resources are for everybody and anybody that needs them. And the only requirement that we ask is if they are in PG, they need to receive resources from the PG site. If they're from Montgomery, they need to receive resources from the Montgomery site. Or if they're from DC or other parts of the DMV, the DC site is more universal overall. So that is the only requirement that we ask.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Any other questions? Councilmember Brownson?
I know you reaching out to us in the meetings, but what other form of outreach do you do? Do you do, like on the ground, boots on the ground outreach in PG?
Yes, I do. So today, actually, that's how I actually got involved in this meeting. I was actually doing this type of outreaching today. I was visiting different community centers, visiting different shopping centers where I think there's a lot of activity going on, where I think youth are located, whether that be through parks, community centers, libraries. Typically, as of recently, we had a change in schedule where I'm now going to be the one working more later in the evening on certain days. So that's why I was able to catch some of the information as I did today. So that is the big thing that we do. We also do direct outreaching with schools themselves. So we go and visit these schools in person. First things first, we try and send emails out whenever they can. Obviously, due to their busy schedules, they don't always respond quickly. So we always try to send an email first before we try an in-person visit. And when we do those in-person visits, we always do our best to provide flyers, referral forms, and be willing to work with the individual schedule, because we are very aware that everybody and anybody has a busy schedule. And we as street outreach workers, I say we because I also have a partner, a coworker of mine who also does street outreach like me. We are very fairly flexible when it comes to outreaching. We sometimes do the mornings, we do the evenings, and we do boots on the ground. We do tablings. Where organizations invite us to their events and we organize and we go out there. We also do presentations like I'm doing right now, or we do little conferences with actual school staff. I've interacted with police officers. I've interacted with other mayors and other cities. So we're trying our best to do as much outreaching as possible. We are a small team. It is only 2 outreach workers in our organization, but despite our size, we are very flexible and we are very fluid with our ability to outreach.
Well, thank you for the presentation tonight. We have an event coming up that we'd like to share with you.
Of
You
course.
can leave some of your flyers with our clerk who will make sure we get them. And it sounds like there may be a potential to explore some areas you can do outreach specifically for Foresight. So thanks for being here tonight.
All right, no worries. No, thank you guys for having me. All right, thank you.
Next, we'll move into Councilmember and Mayor reports. We'll start in Ward 1 with Councilmember McDonald.
Good evening, everyone. Just a few items. So our green team will be meeting on May 30th. This is a voluntary cross-functional group of residents and members to improve the town's sustainability, reducing its environmental impact, and fostering a greener culture. So if you're interested, we need a few members or individuals rather, who might be able to come and help us out. We do have already an action plan, and so we just need some folks to help us out. If you're interested, please call the town. And the 60+ committee is up and running. This committee is a voluntary committee of seniors 60+. We host educational events, activities, and workshops for all seniors. Our technology savvy workshop that was scheduled in April has been rescheduled, and it will take place on May the 8th at 12 o'clock right here in the town. So please come out, and thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have Councilmember Little, also from Ward 1.
Good evening. I just want to remind the town of our famous card and crochet night this Friday, at 6:30 here at the town hall. Friday the 17th. As well as the teen game night is right after that. So please come out and have some fun with the town. Also want to remind everyone or update everyone that the Finance and Ways and Means meetings will be happening on May 2nd at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. And I'm pretty sure Councilwoman Bronson will have more details for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Bronson from Ward 2.
Good afternoon. No, good evening. I want to thank everyone that came out for our opening of the community garden. It was, as Councilwoman Hines always say, it was a great success. So thank you all for that. And this Saturday at 10 a.m., our master gardener from University of Maryland Master Gardeners Program will be doing a talk at the garden at 10 a.m. and her topic will be composting. So come out if you have some questions about proper composting of your leaves and weeds and whatever, food, yes. So that would be 10 a.m. this Saturday, April the 18th at 10 a.m. And as Councilwoman Little mentioned, the Ways and Means Committee and the Finance Committee, Advisory Committee meetings normally held on the fourth Saturday had to be moved. So we're going to be meeting on May 2nd at the municipal building, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Both meetings will run together. And at that meeting, we will be discussing the FY27 budget. So come out and listen, have your questions ready. Our treasurer will be there to answer any questions you might have. Starting at 10 a.m. To 12 p.m. That's May 2nd. I did have some questions from residents about the work that's WSSC is doing. Are they gonna fix, once they do their, digging and stuff like that, the streets are a mess. So I don't wanna know, they wanna know, how do the WSSC plan to smooth the streets once they finish their digging? Is there a plan for that?
Yes, once they finish all of the construction work, they have to come back and they'll initially do a temporary patch in some areas and then they'll come back and do a full scale repaving.
So they won't patch the ones after they finish, they won't do this one street at a time after they finish a location?
We'll ask for more information
Okay.
for your question. I'll pass that to actually Mr. Jackson. Could you find out if WSSC they can let us know how their repaving and patching schedule will happen for the work they're doing on the west side of town?
Yeah, because I think some of the streets might be finished, but they are a mess right now.
Yes, I will get more detail about that, but they do tend to have a plan to do an immediate, quick, temporary fix, and then they'll come back and do something a little
Yeah,
lasting. Yeah.
that temporary fix is the mess.
I don't disagree.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to, Councilmember Kennedy's not here. So next we'll go to Councilmember Hines from Ward 3.
Good evening, Forest Heights. One of my comments would probably be that it was noted, or it was told to me, that the town of Forest Heights is starting to look beautiful again. And they didn't want to say to whom it, was attributed to, but they noticed. And I want you guys to know that they said they noticed, okay? They said trash and everything. I mean, just just in general. They said that, it's starting to look really nice and they thanked us. So, second, I wanted to say, I just want to ask the mayor a question because I always thought that we had, equipment, or weight restriction, over the weekend. And I see a lot of trucks and I know that, they're in the town, but I always thought that we had weight. I don't know how I'm saying it, where, that was a resolution that we had passed and I see that it's more and more. And I wanted to know, is that still, do we still have that?
It sounds like you're asking about if certain classes of vehicles are allowed to be parked on the street, like a tow truck or a vehicle that's over a certain ton or a certain weight. Is that correct?
Well, yes, how long they stay the weekend or, it's hindering maybe somebody's, it's on our main streets, so I'd want to know, is that still in effect? Do we still have it?
Well, it's a good question for us to answer, so I won't answer on the spot. To my knowledge, yes, we talked about specifically some vehicles that were on Seneca Drive that are not allowed to be parked on the streets, and that situation was remedied. So if there are some places where you've noticed and we need to bring more attention, we're happy to do so.
Thank you. That's all for me. Thank you.
It sounds like Chief Ruffin came on camera. Did you want to say something about that particular part, Chief?
No, I agree. And I will reach out to you so I can follow up about the parking. And we do have a parking program that is like 99% almost ready that will help take care of those issues.
Yeah, so to residents, we understand, and Chief is working on a system that will allow us to use technology to track the dates, the timelines, the times that a vehicle is spotted so that our record keeping is impeccable. Next, we'll go to Council President Noble from Ward 3 as well.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just a few things. Creed Drive, well, I would like to know also those beautiful places in the town because I'm getting just the opposite, but we'll work with it. Creed Drive, the water is running where I think that issue was fixed at one time, but then WSSC has been out several times, but I'm quite sure maybe it's on their schedule to look at it again because the water is coming down the left side and then it's crossing over the street. And also, it's a lot of leaves out there. I know Mr. Jackson said we had to wait for them to dry. So a lot of leaves at the curb. I don't know what the schedule is to get those with the vac or whatever. And I noticed at the bus stops, it's a lot of trash. So is that WMATA who picks up the trash or is the town doing the trash at the
Well,
bus stop?
I'll take this from Mr. Jackson.
Okay.
Our new Public Works supervisor started on Monday, and he's in receipt of a list that identifies all the things that you've mentioned and sets an expectation for when they're to be done, how often, and also the schedule of things like leaf removal and mowing and other things like that will be publicly available for residents to see on paper and electronically. And the issues you've raised, yes, we're aware of them. It's why we are fine-tuning our DPW department, and we'll continue to do so. And frankly, if we have residents who think the town is beautiful now, I'm sure we have some who think we have progress to make. Just stick around and see what happens next because we're very tuned into that.
I'll try to stay a little longer. Okay, thank you. One other thing, on Rolfe Drive, the yard waste was missed this last Monday. So the resident did contact me and it wasn't picked up on Tuesday. So I guess what the resident comment is, if you have ordinance that say, do not leave things out at the curb, then what is the follow-up? How do we coordinate it? They call me, I call you, it's not picked up, or do we call someone else for Yardway? That's just a question, not to be answered right now. And also on Rolfe Drive, the lights are still out and they have been complaining, contacting Pepco for over a year and a half. Now, I think that's beyond time to fix that. And I can be more specific with that. And since it's so beautiful, I just want this last thing, the Veterans Park. I know it needs to be mowed. And I guess for me, when we think now we're at war, that one sacred place, if we could spend more time just dedicated to keeping it where people can just be at peace if they go to the Veterans Park. Okay, and on parking, I was on with the county exec on, I think, Monday night. And I'll talk to you, Chief. There's someone in the county, they have a parking program that they can partner with us as well. So get more resources for the parking program.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, last thing. Look, stop, Mayor, stop. He took some of my time. On May 4th, Monday, May 4th, we're having our neighborhood watch meeting. It starts at 6. Following that will be the public safety, and following that will be the town work session. So hopefully everyone can come out May 4th. Thank you. 6 o'clock,
It sounds like we'll need snacks May 4th.
dinner. Thank you.
Another thing, Council President, because you brought up some good points. The town of Forest Heights has a lot of boundaries and we have a lot of roadways. And one of the things that we are going to do is take care of areas that are in our municipal bounds. We can wait for people to come, but we know if we wait for them, we don't know when they'll come or how often. We can be consistent. We're right here, we're local. So the bus stops and the service roads and the overpasses, all the areas that people see that they feel like are Forest Heights or that a resident of Forest Heights is driving through and having to see, we're going to start addressing those. So it may be WMATA, it may be the county, maybe the state. There's a lot of people who can put their hands up and say, not me, not right now, not this soon. But Forest Heights is going to do it differently because we have been given grants and resources to do this. We've got the staffing. Now we're going to work on the plan and executing that. All right, next I'll bring up a presentation for today.
While you're doing that, can I make a comment on her report?
Sure.
In reference to Council President Noble's report and forest trash, the same thing happened to me, but I called the number and they came right away and picked up my trash. So Goody, yard waste, yes, they are very responsible if you call them and say that you missed their trash because they get penalized if they don't pick it up. So, you're welcome.
Bear with me just a moment. What we're gonna do is this, technology is fun. The machine froze. So what we'll do, if council is open, we'll go to public comment and then after that I can do restart. Is there anyone who wishes to speak during public period at this time? Public period is a section of the agenda where individuals can come and ask questions or make comment to mayor and council for up to 2 minutes. If you have a question, we'll try to answer it today if we have the information, and if not, we'll reach back out to you. We try to do so within 72 hours. If you are here You can come to the podium. If you please state your name and your address.
How y'all doing? My name is William Walker, resident Spokane Drive. So question, concern, trying to figure out what's going on. Me and my neighbor, she also lives in Spokane Drive. Of course, we know about the recent speeding cameras that have been placed, stop sign cameras, and just one. We have 3 from Ottawa to I don't know where the cross streets are, and I came Monday to talk to someone, and the police officer said there was a survey taken in order to put the cameras up, which I found interesting. What survey was taken? And we're in a small community. Was that a door-to-door survey? Was that a random, mail type of survey that was taken? I don't know. But then my question to him was, well, where's the data to show that those cameras should have been put up? Usually when cameras are put up anywhere, there are test strips put down for an extended period of time. But in the case, I did not see that on any of those corners. So now we're in a position where we're getting, well, you shouldn't be rolling past the stop sign, but things happen. And I do think in that area, for us, everybody has a percentage of how many times they're going to run past a camera. But for us, we are 5 times more likely to run past those cameras or be in that camera area because we have 3 on our block alone, which heightens the chance or probability of you getting a ticket, which I think is crazy because when I ride around the neighborhood, we're the only block with 3 cameras. The school area has 1 camera at the top, but we know most people roll past a stop sign at the bottom of the hill. There's no camera there. So I just want to know, what was the process for putting up cameras? We're in a small neighborhood. I don't think it's fair. We pay property taxes equal. So how is it that our block or this section of the neighborhood has 3 cameras? And then 2, when you exit out, where rolling stops happen and you have to come out, you have to inch out at some point, unconsciously or consciously to see what's going on coming your way. So I think that's a big problem, and I think it's going to continue to be a big problem. I just want to know what was taken, what data was used to say this was the right spot. And then he said, oh, we just put the cameras up and we took data that way. Well, you already pre-planned to put them there. So there was no data taken prior to. So how was that justifiable to say this corner is the spot? And then we talked about accidents. I said, well, I've never seen an accident between those corners. Of course, you may see an accident coming out of Livingston Road onto Livingston Road, but you haven't seen an accident in this neighborhood. I haven't seen a kid get hit by a car. And if any of those things were the case, if safety was the case, then move the bus stop to a corner that's not an active corner. But to throw up 3 stop cameras within less than 0.2 or 3 miles of each other is crazy. Because we're the ones at the end of the day, everybody at some point, nobody's perfect, is going to get a ticket, and you may get multiple tickets. And it's not just about me or my neighbor, it's about everybody. And that's not fair to say this block deserves to have these 3 cameras, but nobody else has cameras. I actually went around the neighborhood the other day just to
Just a
see.
moment. I do want to let you know your time has expired.
Oh, I apologize.
But the
I'm
good
stop.
news is we have an answer to your question. I can't promise that it's going to be the answer you want, but I do
That's
want to
fine.
provide you with some information based on what
Okay.
you've asked so far. First of all, thank you for raising the issue about the number of cameras that are that are close to that same location.
Yeah, they're in the same location.
We actually did 2 studies before we implemented the program. We did one in 2023 at the end of the year, which was focused on one intersection on the west side of town. And then in 2025, early 2025, we had the camera set up at 11 different intersections. And what happened was they weren't issuing citations. They were simply monitoring the driving behavior over a period of 30 days or more. And what we noticed was on average, we had 3,800 violations at those 11 intersections. And the ones where cameras were installed had a violation rate that was 60% or more in most cases, meaning that it was an intersection design or identified as a problematic intersection if someone happened to walk through. And the impetus for placing the cameras was not to place them in a geographic location to be burdensome, but it's good to learn about the fact that that's an issue. So we're actually looking forward to having a presentation by the company that runs the camera program to answer questions, to provide some of the data from the first 30 days of operating once citations are being issued. So we would like to invite community members out so we can have a discussion around what the performance of the program has been so far, and also deal with any concerns that have come up, like the ones you brought up today, now the program is actually implemented.
Okay, and so quick
No,
question.
I can't allow you to go
Oh,
back
okay,
and
okay,
forth.
okay.
However, we have a short, hopefully shorter meeting tonight. Happy to talk with you.
Yeah,
If you'd like to. We also have officers at the police station who will talk to you one-on-one about some of the citations, just how the program works. So we can continue the conversation,
That's fine.
basically.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Clerk can give you email as well, phone number or email if you want to reach out, so we can do so. Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak during public period at this time? And if so, you can come forward, state your name and your street name, and you'll have 2 minutes.
Waveney Kaden, and I live at 5811 Spoken Drive. I will just repeat exactly what my neighbor said, because I've been here since 1993, right? And I've never known of any serious accidents, right? And to have us here on Spoken, if you go this way, there's a camera there, you go that way, there's a camera. As for the one on Livingston Road, anybody who drives around here knows that even when you stop at the stop, you must pull out, because there's a bend there and people are coming there like 100 miles an hour, right? So to tell people that they're dragging through, are you, when you stop, are you supposed to go straight and then you slam into somebody, or somebody say, you have to look. I think we all will agree with that. But that's what the tickets keep saying, that you're dragging. What is dragging? It's safety. You know, it's safety. We are locked in, right? We are locked in. You go left, there's a camera there. You go right, there's a camera there. You make another left on Comanche, there's another camera there. I walk around here, I'm retired now, and I walk around this part of Forest Heights in this section here. And no other part of here has a camera except Quaid. And I suspect that's for the people who are going through there from the school. There are no other cameras. Are we the forgotten ones? Are we the stepchild here? Why? Left, right cameras, make another left, there's a camera. I think you can understand how upset I am. I've been here a very long time. And I don't know of any serious accident around here, none.
Thank you.
I sent you an email. You might have an email with my name on it. You probably
I'll be happy to check, ma'am. Well, thank you for sharing your comment. And again, we would reiterate that we want to have an open dialogue and conversation. The cameras that are placed were placed at areas where the data showed there were a high number of violations. But I thank you for bringing your comments tonight. And we'll have a presentation very soon to continue the conversation around the camera program. So we're listening. I know it may not be the answer you want to hear right now, but I will tell you that no, you're not the stepchild. No one in the community is. And we thank you for coming out to share your feedback.
You're not alone with getting tickets. All of us up here have gotten tickets as well. So we have a concern too, and looking forward to the conversation with the company as well. Thank you.
Thank you both for coming out tonight. If you'll give me a few moments to get back in line, I'll go ahead and do that presentation. There is a slide up there about the speed camera program and about the meeting forthcoming for those who are at home as well. If I can be led back into the meeting, I'll go ahead and present on Zoom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your patience with technical issues tonight. This is my mayor's report for April 15th, 2026. And also a reminder, now that I'm saying that date, that the tax deadline for filing is today. So if you're sitting at home and haven't done taxes yet, make sure you finish those before midnight tonight. We want to cordially invite you to the first edition of the Foresights Market Series that is going to be Saturday, April 25th, 2026, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the gathering space, which is the park right next to Henry Soul Cafe. This is going to be a great community event where we're inviting residents and small businesses to come and table, share your wares and your goods and your crafts, and then also share some food and music with your neighbors as we share some of the resources that the town has. We give you an opportunity to sign up for some of our boards and commissions and other community resources. Again, this is going to be our first series. The theme for that day will be Earth Day, and the staff, especially our town administrator, will be happy to let you know that we have trees and shrubs that we'll be giving away as part of Earth Day that day. So you'll be able to take those home. Think of that as your door prize for showing up that day. We have continued to see the State Highway Administration continue their repairs along Maryland 210. It's been a long time coming. We've been working and coordinating with them for the past few years to get those stretches of the roadway repaved where those bumps were damaging vehicles and just really unpleasant for a long time. So they've gotten one lane done all the way from Livingston Road to the Beltway. They'll do another one on that south lane. And I think they're also going to do some repairs on the lanes going northbound towards DC as well. As mentioned earlier, we've got the first month's data from the stop sign monitoring program. We're going to be hosting a presentation with the ABIO team at an upcoming meeting. We're looking at May for that meeting to happen. It'll be an opportunity for residents to see some of the data that we're getting and looking at, and then also to ask questions to get clarifying information about how the program works and general feedback. We also want to let you know that we heard that the payment options were limited for some individuals who don't have access to a computer or who just generally did not feel like using a credit card. A check option is now available, so we'll be sharing that information as well. Last week, I was able to attend the African American Mayors Association conference, which was held in Washington, D.C. And this was a great experience meeting other African American mayors from around the country, learning some of their best practices. And what is a conference if you don't come back with an opportunity to apply for some new money? They have a program that's sponsored by the American Beverage Corporation, which awards grants to micro cities, small cities, medium and large cities for sustainable efforts around food and food education. So it's going to be my intention to apply for the community garden and for the green team efforts for the micro cities grant, which is for cities that have 6,000 or less residents. That award this year went to a city and they received $12,500 for their food and community garden efforts. I'm also joined in the picture with two of our mayors from Maryland, Keith Sidnor and Laurel, and Mayor Lajan Cephas Bey from the great city of Cambridge. We are officially approaching budget season for FY27. And this year, we're happy to announce that we're going to be pursuing the GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. The GFOA is the Government Finance Officers Association of America. Well, actually, it's not America. It's the Government Finance Officers Association. It includes places like America and Canada. But what this means is we will be preparing a clear, easy to understand budget. It is going to help increase transparency about how the funds are planned and spent and used. And then after our budget is complete, we submit it to an independent national review, which will measure it and ensure best practices. So over the next few years, we'll be able to increase the readability and just understanding for everyday residents about how the budget works. We have a ton of upcoming events. I think because the weather gets nice in April, the events just bloom just like the flowers do. So we've got the Oxon Hill Cove and Farm Extravaganza, which is going to happen on Saturday, April 18th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They've invited the entire community out to join them. And Oxon Hill Cove and Farm, as you may know, is at Bald Eagle Road, right before 495. This is an event for families, people of all ages. The Strategic Planning Commission will have their follow-up meeting on Friday, April 24th at 5:30 here in the town hall. That's right before Cards and Crochet kicks off. And then, is it? Oh, my apologies. Okay. Well, they'll be there at 5:30 next week, and then they won't be there when they're done. Also, we talked about the market series that kicks off on the 25th. That's in the afternoon. In the morning, we're partnering with Oxon Hill Cove and Farm for their Oxon Cove Earth Day cleanup. This is also a partnership that's led by the Potomac Riverkeeper Network. So if you come out at 10 a.m., either entrance at Bell Acres Park or at the farm, you'll be able to help clean up Oxon Run, that beautiful national park and waterfront, which is a part of our town. And after you break out a sweat, cleaning up and beautifying the area, you can head right over to the Forest Heights Market Series, get some food, and rub shoulders with your neighbors. And we're looking forward to seeing you. Also, if you have if you want to be a vendor, we've got information on social media and also on our email list about how you can sign up to be a vendor for the market series and for the upcoming ones as well. That concludes my report for today. Next, we will move to legislation for action. And the first item under legislation this evening is Resolution 32-26. This is a resolution of the Mayor and Council of the Town of Forest Heights, Maryland, to R.H. Hilarios Landscaping LLC, based on proposals received for landscaping and maintenance services. I move that we adopt Resolution 32-26. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 32-26. Discussion. I will actually let Mr. Jackson provide a brief update on this because it addresses some of the comments and some of the discussion we've had tonight around beautification and ongoing continuing maintenance. Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And just as you just prompted, has been the desire of this body to seek contract work for our grass cutting duties from Department of Public Works. This body, in its fiscal year 26 budget, passed a budget line in that regard for street maintenance. I solicited quotes and estimates from 3 to 4 different vendors. The ones in front of you have responded. 2 of them we later found out was not good with the state. 2 of them I found were in good standing with the state. HR Hilarios, we also learned, is an approved vendor with Prince George's County. It's on their current approved vendors list. We initially got 1 quote from them, and then they modified their estimate for us with a second. I believe you should have the updated quote. In their scope of work, they would have grass cutting, clippings removal, edging, trimming for their scope, and the schedule would be from April until November, the end of grass cutting season.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Are there questions for Resolution 32-26? Councilmember Bronson.
Could we get a copy of this? Because I know there was a revised copy. So whenever we want to pass a resolution, if there's something that information, can you start attaching it to the resolution so we have a copy of? Also, I remember you saying that they changed the amount. So I don't know what it is now. It went down $5,000, but I don't know. I'm sorry? Oh, okay, tonight, okay. So another question I have is, they say they're gonna be doing it twice a month, every 2 weeks or something like that. Is there flexibility to do it as needed?
I think that could be arranged. The idea is to stay within the quote is roughly twice a month for the remainder of the grass cutting season. Now, if we had a special request because we had a heavy dose of rain and grass grew faster than normal, which happens, I'm quite sure that they would entertain that, yes.
Would it be an extra charge? If
Well,
it's not in the contract?
Well, I can find that out, but don't forget, we have 4 public works crewmen. And we have lawnmowers back there. We would be able to accommodate any special cutting.
Thank you.
Council President Noble.
I guess this has to do with budgeting, finance, money. Because we're paying them starting in this fiscal year, and the remaining will be in the next fiscal year. So we are allowing for that.
So you have money in the budget in this current fiscal year to pay for the entire cutting season. It'll be up to this body whether you want to just pay the 20,000 now because you have that budgeted already, or just pay what's in this fiscal year and rebudget again for July through November.
Well, that may be a treasurer question. And the other part to that, oh God, will they be planting as well?
No, that responsibility will remain with the town.
Thank you.
If we have Mr. Frankenfield online, there was a question about, can we budget for the second half of this contract in FY27? We'll have a couple months, April, May, and June in FY '26, and then obviously August, October, September, November in FY '27.
Yes, good evening all. During the meeting, Mr. Gray sent the March reports. So year to date in the budget line that this contract will be tagged to, we've spent $20,000 of a $40,000 appropriation. So there's 20 grand left in this fiscal year to absorb the monthly fee. And I'm fairly certain that in 27's budget, we appropriated the same amount as a draft amount. So yes, the budget as drafted can absorb this contract without edits.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on resolution 32-26? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
just gonna call out Councilmember Kennedy. Councilmember Brownson,
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald, Council President Noble,
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Yes.
The vote was unanimous. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we'll have resolution 34-26. This is a resolution of the mayor and council of the town of Forest Heights, Maryland, approving the appointment of an emergency preparedness committee member. I move that we adopt resolution 34-26. Is there a second? It has been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 34-26. Discussion. Well, we actually have the appointee or the presumed appointee here in the audience tonight. Ms. Burnett, if council members have any questions or if you'd like to speak, Ms. Burnett.
Let's see.
And is that microphone green right in front of you there? Oh, is there a green light down there? Okay.
All right, I volunteered to work with the town on the Emergency Preparedness Committee because of my 22-year experience in this field of preparing for emergencies. So I have the time to work with the town at this time. And I would just like to say the importance of an emergency preparedness committee. And we need to be ready to meet whatever situation that arises, especially during these times. I also would like to say that in this emergency preparedness, we need operational plans. And it's very important because it outlays what is to be done and how it all will be coordinated in use of all persons assigned. And it gives information to as who needs to know. Operational plans are not like the newsletter we sent out. It's not privy to everybody. Only those who need to know. And as to the location assignments, the police department needs to appoint a person to on this committee for police oversight, because they need to know too, just in case
of some of the things that happened in situations that we might be faced with or events that we may have to utilize. So I'm ready to work with anybody and all, because we're gonna have to have input from the council, the mayor, and the town administrator, and the police department, and this committee. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Burnett. Is there further discussion?
Yes. Oh, thank you for volunteering to help us with this. And just on that note, I think this is something that we truly need to partner with the police department as well as somebody from every committee and the residents and everyone. So it's more than just Miss Burnett. But with her guidance, I think it's great. Just on this resolution, I need to make an amendment. Would you like me to make the amendment? Okay. Yes.
If I may, it may have already been amended and,
Oh, one?
yes, ma'am. You
Okay.
picked up your packet.
Oh,
prior to-
truly.
Forgive me.
Well, let me know what section it was and I'll read through and tell you if I see it. It's fixed.
Thank you. Well, at least I'm checking. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on resolution 34-26? Council President?
How many members do you think will be on this committee?
Well, can have up to 5.
Okay.
Ms. Burnett is the first person appointed. If there were people appointed in the past, those terms have expired.
Okay.
So Ms. Burnett, if you have any friends or
That's what I was gonna say.
interested-
Any neighbors?
This is one that's been advertised in the newsletter though for a while. So hopefully Forest Heights Market, we can recruit some people. All right, Madam Clerk. If there's no further questions, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Yes.
Councilmember Brownson.
Yes.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald.
Yes.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Yes.
The vote was unanimous. The motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and thank you, Ms. Burnett, for coming, for what you said, and we're looking forward to having you as part of our committee. Thank you. Next, we have resolution 35-26. This is a resolution authorizing the submission of an application and acceptance of funding under the Police Recruitment and Retention PRAR grant program through the Governor's Office of Crime Prevention and Policy, GOCCP. I move that we adopt resolution 35-26. It has been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 35-26. Discussion. Some highlights for this piece of legislation are that it provides access to outside funding. The grant brings in additional funds, reduces the need to use local tax revenue, and enhances department resources. The grant can support equipment, advertising, and personnel-related costs. This resolution designates who can apply for the funding, who can manage it and implement, and it also affirms that the town only accepts and uses the funds if the grant is awarded. Councilmember Brownson.
Is it customary to have a resolution where you are doing the application and then accepting the funds in the same resolution? I mean, that is almost too much in one resolution. Usually we do the application and it get awarded and then the money comes in, then we accept the money.
Well, that's interesting question.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, I gave a overview. Is there any staff input either from the chief or from Mr. Frankenfield on this particular resolution?
Yes, Mayor, just on the process, in response to the council member's question, I think it's a lot of legislation if you split the application and the acceptance. The acceptance is essentially the contract, so the council will have all the details in front of them. So it's either a yay or nay. So I would recommend a process where the application and the acceptance are reviewed at the same time, just for less legislation, less conversations. We have a lot to cover in these meetings. That'd be my recommendation on process.
Council President?
Okay, using that scenario, are we under the assumption, because that's what we'll have to be at this point, that we will receive the funds? Because I think the process is to apply, yes. Then when we get the funds normally, then we vote to receive the funds. So unless we know for certain that we're getting these funds, you know what I mean?
And then it might even be another fiscal year. I mean, a lot of things could happen to change.
Is there any other input, discussion? I'm curious to see what other folks have to say.
Chief, would you mind briefing the council on this particular grant?
Yes, so that grant and what we're going to be awarded for, it allows the guys to be in the community and interact with the community. So it gives them an opportunity to use these items to go out, and it's designed to have them record interactions with the community to, one, build that relationship. Two, it provides them with additional items that they can use while working. And also this grant is kind of one of those ones that we want to use and want to award, because it does allow the guys to get something out of it as they do work hard in the community.
Is there an issue, or the question is more to the acceptance and the application at the same time? Is there a timeline, or is there another factor that necessitates that part of the process?
No, not that I'm aware of, no.
Did you have something to add?
Yeah, I just have, so we've had this before, this program before. What is different from what was approved before?
So the previous grant had gym memberships, it had different items on it. This particular grant that we're being awarded that was applied for is for glasses to help the team go out and interact with the community and bring back positive videos that they can show us communicating, talking, and having that one-on-one moment with individuals throughout the town. So, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that's the difference. So each one of them that we have applied for in the past have been different items that we've been awarded for. The grant title is the same, but the actual things that we can spend it on will be different this year.
And this isn't, I guess if I'm just making sure I didn't miss it, is this already in the budget? Is that what we're saying?
Not in the budget.
Okay, how much is it? How much is it, Chief?
This grant is awarded for us at 10,000 200, and I think it's like, hold on one second. I'll get you.
Thank you.
Yes. $10,479.
Is it limited to this fiscal year usage? I think just a moment when we get an answer on this one. This is limited to fiscal year 26, correct? It's fiscal year 27. Okay. Councilmember Hines?
I just want to know, is this the way that we're gonna start? Are we starting this, where we do it both together from now on? I mean, this is like the first that, we're doing it like this. Are we gonna start doing it like this?
Well, this is one resolution. It's not a process change per se. It seems like we have some options. Yeah, it seems like we have some options. Councilman, President Noble?
Yes, on this resolution, the fourth whereas states, whereas no funds have been awarded at this time, and this resolution is intended to authorize the submission of the application and the acceptance of the funds if awarded. So if awarded, then I'm assuming we'll come back to accept it. The fund.
You accepted it now.
So.
No, this is, no funds have been awarded.
Just a moment. It sounds like we can amend the title and solve the issue tonight. So in the title, we've got a resolution authorizing the submission of an application, and we can take out an acceptance of. We did this last time. Okay, so is there acceptance? Is acceptance in there more than once? Okay, do we have to pass this tonight? Can we make the change and bring it back next meeting? Let's do that. We want to take out all references to acceptance. So we just want it to be strictly for application in the resolution and the title. That'll give staff time, good evening, to make sure the entire document is good to go, and we'll be able to approve this next meeting. We can actually, yep. Any other items, Council President?
Just one question on the application. It says it was submitted March 26th, so it's already been submitted? Or yes? Okay. Thanks.
Mayor.
So we contradict again because this says is to submit the application. So if it's already been submitted, then this resolution does not match what we're talking about. For me.
Mr. Jackson, Mr. Frank, welcome to you next.
So I think Councilwoman McDonald kind of hit on it. This is a part of the larger GCOP grant scheme not scheme in the negative sense. Not in a negative sense. I've heard your poor choice of words.
Fraud, the F word.
No, programming is actually what I meant. And so we're going to get these grants and equipment as a part of the larger GCOP grant that we applied for last year. So that's why it looks familiar. And so this is a part of the complete package of it. If we decline this, which is all right, then it's my understanding is that we're probably not going to adhere to all the requirements in the original GCOP grant that we applied for. So by us accepting this and agreeing to the terms that we'll create some videos and things like that, then we'll remain in good standing with the state. But to your point, we'll hash out how we're going to receive these glasses. But it's my understanding that we are being awarded the glasses, the grant. But there's no harm in tabling this and putting it on the May agenda.
Yeah, we want to bring it back and let the title and the resolution reflect what will actually happen at this point. And we also want to give the staff the time to look through it. So when it comes to us, so the clerk doesn't have to rewrite it. That'll be easier for us, everyone. Mr. Frankenfield?
Yes, my only comment, and this is for Mr. Jackson, the application looks like it's fiscal year 27, but the legislation says fiscal year 26, so I'm not sure if there's a disconnect there.
Thank you, Mr. Frankenfield. So Madam Clerk, if you've taken sufficient notes on some of the changes in the title about the acceptance, it looks like when we need to bring it back is when we accept, right? Okay, so anyway, you got notes. We'll work on it between now and next meeting. We'll bring it back.
You did say there's no deadline. It's not running up, but there's a deadline, right?
Well, the deadline's not tonight.
But it might be before May 4.
There's Mr. Jackson, there's no issue there's no issue where we need to pass before May 4th, is there?
No.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Council President, and then we'll go to the next
Just
item.
last question on this. 1, 2, 3. Third, whereas the fiscal year 2026, is that correct based on what you just said, that this is part of a bigger program? So is it under fiscal year 2026, but we will receive it in fiscal year 2027?
I don't want to give you any incorrect information, but it appears to be correct because we applied for it in fiscal year 2026.
Thank you. Well, that is the final piece of legislation. All right. Next on our agenda.
Just if we get awarded, it's from July 2026 to June 2027 that we have to spend it, if that helps.
Okay, thank you.
So that's fiscal year 20.
All right, next on our agenda is a closed session under the general provisions of Article subsection 3-305. And it is for reasons 7 and 8. Reason 7, to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice. And reason 7, to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation. And the topics are to consult counsel and obtain legal advice regarding a pending matter, and to consult with staff regarding a pending legal matter. And to give a little bit more information, this is about an item of pending litigation. And both items are about pending litigation. Is there a second to go into closed session? Is there a second to go into closed session? It has been moved and seconded that we go into closed session for the aforementioned reasons. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hines,
Can you come back to me, please?
yes, ma'am. Councilmember Brownson,
No.
Councilmember Little,
Yes.
Councilmember McDonald.
Yes.
Councilmember Hines,
I say no.
Council President Noble,
Yes.
Mayor Lily.
Yes.
4 yeses, 2 nos, the motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, the meeting is now closed. Members of the public are welcome to wait until we end the closed session. When we come back into open session, we will give an account of what was discussed, what actions were taken, and who attended. The time is now 9:33 and this meeting is now closed.